Oh, my camera screen's all dirty. Well, that's weird. So, I've not went live in forever to talk about me. So I am always on my page. If you've been following me for a week or you've been following me, I don't know, since Facebook first came open, I share what I love, right? And the past year and a half, I've been sharing about Thrive. Like, I've been sharing how amazing it is, what it's done for me, what it's done for my friends, like what it's done for my family. But I've not actually, I have a couple times, I've not really shared why I started, where I was at, and kind of how I got where I am today. Got something on my face though. So I thought I'd do that again. I have a lot of new Facebook friends, or social media friends in general, who have kind of been following my Thrive story, but they just see like my highlight reel, right? Like they see where I'm at now and what's happening in my life now. They don't know where it started. So, hey, if you already know me, then you already know this because you've been following me. If you don't, then you don't. Grab some popcorn, take a seat, and let's chat. And if you think it's completely random and don't want to hear about my story, then go on. It's okay. I won't be mad at you. So first, I need to explain why the heck my hat says nice. If you saw my reel this morning, like, you know that I had a tough choice. I could either decide to be nice or naughty with these two hats that my husband thought were stupid in his words. I chose to be nice today. I thought I might have to change it after the post office because, you know, people be crazy in the post office. My printer broke, so I've been having to actually go to the post office. Like, it's not for me, guys. But anyways, I'm still nice today. So a little random. I started with Thrive in March of 2020. I started with Lavelle, I should say. That's the company name. Thrive is the product. Why did I start? I was in a bad spot. To explain why I was in a bad spot, I have to rewind my life a little bit, though. If you know me personally before Thrive, you like know that I watched people's kids. Like, I love kids. I love everyone's kids, right? But we struggled to have our own. 8 years, and in fact, is how long it took us to get pregnant for the first time ever. Like, TMI, if you don't want to hear about this, I'm sorry, but it took us 8 years. A lot of struggles, a lot of tears, a lot of relationship issues because of that. If you've been trying to conceive for any period of time, like, you know the struggle. And my heart goes out to you because I was there. So it took us 8 years. We get pregnant randomly, and I say randomly because when you've been trying for that long and it just happens, like, it's random. So we got pregnant, and unfortunately we suffered a second trimester loss of our daughter. I was in a bad place, like, mentally. Man, I get emotional even thinking about where I was at. It sucked. It sucked hard. I was mentally in a bad space. Body-wise, I had gotten myself healthy. I guess I can retract that statement. I had lost weight, not in a healthy way. I was on a diet that some people may love. It wasn't for me, guys. I'll just leave it at that. It wasn't healthy for my body. It helped me lose weight, but I gained it back really quickly. So we get pregnant, and we have our loss, and mentally I'm in a bad spot. I start gaining some of the weight back, postpartum, which this part, like, sucks. Postpartum hit me. I don't have this baby in my arms, yet I have all of these postpartum symptoms happening to my body. It sucked. 4 months later, by the grace of God, we get pregnant again. I know now, like, I obviously would not change this for the world, but I know now that it was too soon for my body. It was too soon for my mind. So we get pregnant again. We had a really, really, really rocky pregnancy. I had to have a cervical cerclash surgery to keep the baby in. I had to do weekly progesterone shots. I had weekly specialist appointments. Like, it was rough. And we're still grieving the loss of our daughter and the loss of the future that we had planned. So even though I was so happy for this baby, I was so sad. Samantha joins as I'm crying. Hey! So I was so sad. Like, mentally, it just wasn't a good spot. We have this miracle baby, and he is born with some issues. I say that, yeah, he has issues. No, he was born, he wasn't breathing the best. He was on oxygen. We spent almost a month in the NICU. It was a struggle. My husband had used all of his time off, so he had to go back to work. I was stuck in the NICU by myself with this baby, and then we get released home, and we're on 24/7 oxygen, and it sucked. And then a pandemic happened. Like, of course a pandemic would freaking happen, guys, right? A pandemic happened. So then I'm home alone. No one can come and see us. We are literally in a bubble. And I have this baby who, no matter how many people's kids that I've cared for, like, when it's in your own baby, like, it's freaking different. I say that, and then I think of the people's children who I've babysat before. Like, I promise I knew what to do with your kids, but it's just different when it's your own, guys. And they don't go home at the end of the day. Like, he's just there. So I'm home alone, a pandemic. I'm mentally still struggling from our loss, and physically, like, man, not only did I gain back all the weight that I had lost on the unhealthy diet that I was on, and again, like, if that diet's for you, like, good, it's not for my body, or my mind, but I gained all the weight back. Like, not only did I gain it back, I gained it all back plus 20 pounds. So then I'm, like, even worse off than I was before. I couldn't go and work out at the place that I loved because, you know, COVID, thanks. We had a pandemic. I'm stuck in the house. He's on oxygen. Nobody can come see us. I'm so alone. My husband is working like crazy. He very fortunately was not someone who got laid off during the pandemic, but his job picked up. So I was home alone a lot, and I was miserable. I was failing, yes, failing at breastfeeding. You would think having large breasts, like, you should just be able to do all the things and make all the milk. Well, I was making the milk, but it just wasn't working with us and his oxygen, and it just sucked. A lot of things sucked, guys. You'll hear me say that a lot in the beginning of my story. So it was a struggle. And then I told my husband, like, something has to change. And instead of him being like, oh, it's okay, he was like, yeah, something does. Because he saw this too. Like, he saw how miserable I was. It was supposed to be, you know, the happiest time of my life, and I was miserable. I was alone and sad and miserable. I was so sad that I had gained my weight back and, you know, still going through all of the postpartum things, which now I know that I had postpartum depression, but I didn't at this time. So I decided I need to try Thrive. So I had tried Thrive once in 2016. A lot of people don't know that about my story. Like, I tried it back in the day, guys. I loved it. I was a day one thriver. I literally was like cleaning the baseboards in my kitchen. Like, I was scrubbing everything with bleach. I had went to the dollar store, and this may not sound like a lot, but when you actually think about it, I spent $10 on bleach products there. Like, that's 10 freaking bleach products. Like, I bleached everything. I just wanted to clean, and I had all the energy. And then I'm like, oh man, that price tag, do I want to spend that on myself? And I didn't. I was a person who orders for 1 month, and then I thought that I wasn't worth it to order again. So I didn't. And I waited and waited and waited. And then one day, after everything that I just explained to you happened to me, I knew that's what I needed. I knew I needed to feel like that again. And I had a friend who throughout this whole time had still been thriving, and she wasn't a cold messenger. She never actually said anything to me about Thrive after that. Like, she was still my friend after I ordered once and then never ordered again. Like, the craziest thing, right? She didn't hate me. She also never pressured me. She never offered me Thrive again. She just let me live my life, and I watched her living her Thrive life without bugging me. Because, you know, that's like when you walk into a store and someone's like, can I help you? And even if you know exactly what you need, you're like, no, I'm cool, I got this. Or is that just me? I don't know. But she just let me shop around. So I remember that little blessing I was talking about? I hear him saying, Mommy, he's coming. The tornado. So I decided that's what I needed, but I also decided I was not going to pay that every month for it. Like, if I was going to thrive, I was going to thrive for free. And I don't even know the details of it yet, but that's what was going to happen. Like, we got a newborn. I haven't went back to work. Come up here, honey. I had to get it for free. So if you know me, you know that I do my own thing. Like, I'm my own person. Some people may think I'm weird, and that's okay. Like, I am weird. I didn't listen to what she had to say, even though she was my friend. Like, it didn't matter, because in my head, like, I got this. I don't need your help ordering. I don't need your help doing this. Like, just let me do this. So I knew I needed it for free, which obviously, come on, that means you have to be a promoter, right? Wrong. So I signed up to be a promoter. I had zero intentions of promoting anything for anyone. I was stuck at home with a baby, like drowning, like barely keeping my head above water. But I had to get it for free. So I signed up as a promoter, and now I know that on the other side of the phone, she had to have been like, oh my God, what are you doing? But it was the best mistake ever, guys. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can thrive for free as a customer. Like, you don't have to be a promoter, but I was unaware because I did it myself. So she's laughing. Yeah, like, I know she was cringing. Like, what the hell is this girl doing? So I clicked the button, and I had a different friend who was local who had some extra product because she had been thriving, and she's like, just let me bring it over to you. So she brought it to my house, and I literally like started thriving right then, like still waiting on my product to come. I was a day one thriver all over again. Here I had been miserable, and I'm gonna say fat and unhappy, because that's how I felt, because I had gained all of that weight back plus 20 pounds during my pregnancy. Here I am, fat and unhappy. And then I started thriving again, and I'm like, not only pumping like crazy, I'm like washing the bottles out at the same time. I am reorganizing all of his newborn stuff, and then 3 to 6 months, I'm getting it out. I'm opening up all the things I had zero motivation to do. Like, what the hell? I wasn't just sitting there on the couch watching TV holding him. I was up doing things. I was cleaning the house. I was cooking dinner. I was, because we're in a pandemic, not going to grocery store, but I was doing click lists and actually having it delivered and putting all the things away and organizing my refrigerator, and what the hell happened to me? Like, that's what I needed. I had the energy. I had the motivation. All of a sudden, I just started telling people what I was doing, and all of these people started joining me. And then I realized, he's still yelling, Mommy. Baby, come upstairs. Come upstairs, honey. I waited for 8 years to have someone call me Mommy. 8 years. And he's calling me Mommy. A full circle moment there, guys. So I was doing all the things. I had so much energy. Like, it was ridiculous. So I went from one end of the spectrum to the other end of the spectrum. I was doing all the things. I was feeling good. People wanted to know, because people had followed my story. Like, I was a depressing person. It was a depressing social media if you were following me, because, you know, I live my life out loud. Like, I share everything. I'm an oversharer, like my husband says. People knew I was in a bad spot. And then all of a sudden, I'm a different person. And I promise it wasn't drugs. Like, it was just Thrive. It was just vitamins. And I just felt amazing. And I shared it with everyone. And then all of a sudden, I realized I had zero interest in promoting anything. I just did that by mistake. I became a promoter accidentally. An amazing accident. I think it was 43 days after I started, like after I clicked that button, I earned an auto bonus with our company, which some people are like, oh, that's great. I don't need an auto bonus. That's awesome for you, but I do. Like, I was now an unplanned stay-at-home mom during a pandemic, and I just earned our family $800 a month just by talking to people, like on top of our commissions. Like that was huge. Like, yes, my husband makes amazing money at 43 days. Yep. My husband makes amazing money. And yes, he can go out and pay for his own truck, but was he going to? No, he didn't have a truck. He had an Avenger that he hated, a little car that only had 2 doors, and it sucked. Like, I had the better car, and he worked his ass off. But here we are with a baby and a pandemic, all kinds of medical bills going on with him. They were testing him for cystic fibrosis. Like, we were going through all of the things. There was so much uncertainty in our lives, so he would have never went and bought a truck. So I made him go buy a truck, and I pay for it every month. Like, how freaking rewarding is that? And all I wanted was energy. So here I am with an auto bonus. And then I'm like, I'll go ahead and buy our groceries every week. Okay, let me pay for Christmas. Hey, honey, I earned us a free trip to Cabo. Like, we've never been out of the country, ever. We had to rush and get our passports, which I paid for. Thankfully, I had the Thrive money to pay for it. And to pay to get them expedited, because that was a whole hot mess. But we went to Cabo. We literally got to check off something off of our bucket list, going out of the country together for the first time. It was amazing. And then I'm like, oh, hey, honey, I just earned another trip to Puerto Vallarta. Hey, honey, let's go ahead and trade in your truck for an even newer one. It's sitting in our driveway. So all of these amazing things started happening. I want to say by mistake, because I could have just stayed a customer. I just didn't know that. So I could have still been sitting on the couch. Excuse me. Well, I would have been feeling really good as a customer, and I wouldn't have been sitting on the couch. But I could have been in a completely different place. I could have had to go back to work. I could have had to do a lot of things if I wouldn't accidentally hit the promoter button. The only difference in a customer and a promoter is you get paid cash, you know, a paycheck with one and not the other. You get product for free, the same on both. So it didn't really matter. I'm glad I didn't know that fact. So here we are, our baby who was 4 months old, almost 4 months old, when I clicked that promoter button. We will be celebrating his 2nd birthday on Sunday. Like, his mama, first of all, is down 96 pounds. Toot my own horn there. Hell yes. 96 pounds. I'm a lot happier. I will always, always, always take myself, and if you've been there, like, you know, I will always take myself into a negative mindset or a bad mindset when I think about our loss, because it's a loss. Like, it's not a good thing. But I'm not where I was when I started. I am mentally in a different place. I am physically in a hell of a whole lot different place. I'm happy. I'm healthy. We're in a brand new house with a brand new truck. And all of these things happen because of Thrive. So, like I said when I first started, I have a lot of new social media friends and a lot of people who are following my Thrive journey, but don't know where I started. Well, that's where. I started in a really dark place. I was so sad. Like, so sad. I'm upstairs, honey. He's still looking for me. He's not looking very hard. He's just yelling, Mom. But I was in a dark place. I was in a bad place. I needed energy. I knew I needed weight loss, but I didn't even care about the weight loss at the time. I just needed to feel better. And I do. So hopefully some part of my story resonates with you. Hopefully some part of my story makes you realize that you need to get your ass off the couch and get out of the bad place if you're in one. That vitamins can make you happy and healthy, and it's not like some crazy product. It's vitamins, guys. It's vitamins. As my OB just said, holy moly, there's a lot of vitamins in this, because I made her read all the ingredients. Holy moly, there's a lot of vitamins, and that's what this company is. From broken to blessed. Yes. So I just wanted to say, hey, I'm Lacy. I want to reintroduce myself if you don't already know my story. And if you do, I hope you got to laugh and cry with my blubbering mess. And I'm thankful today that I got to choose this nice hat instead of the naughty one, but like check back tomorrow because it just depends. Holy moly, your blood work. Yes, the first time in a very, very long time that I got perfect blood work back. All my labs were perfect. I have PCOS, and if you know, like, you know, it sucks. I have all the symptoms that go along with it, and they wanted to put me on medication, but my OB was like, well, let's check your blood work first. And she actually said to me, I know your PCOS is out of control. Like, I know you're gonna need this, but let's go ahead and check it first. I'm like, crap, I don't want to get on that. It's metformin. Like, if you've been on it, it hurts your stomach so bad. So we did my blood work and it came back perfect, and I didn't have to get on any medication. So I'm still only thriving. So yeah, it does a lot for you. Thanks for watching my blubbering mess. And if you relate, like, let me know. If there's something that I said that just stands out with you, let me know. Like, I'm here, been there, done that, overcame it. If there is someone who you are friends with who needs to hear something, some piece of what I just said, tag them. I'm here. I'm here just to talk. And just like my friend who didn't cold message and didn't bug me, like, if you've been friends with me, you've not been cold messaged. Unless you're Sarah Gomez and you're still on here, because she's the only person that I ever cold messaged, and we laugh about that now, guys. But it wasn't really a cold message. Like, she's my friend, and I knew she needed it. Like, I knew that she needed to feel good like I did. But I won't cold message you. I won't message you at all about Thrive, actually. Like, if you're interested, that's great, but you got to reach out to me. I'm not that person. I'm not a pusher. I'm not a shover. Like, you got to reach out to me, guys. I'm here at all times because I am a stay-at-home mom now, and I do get to be on my phone if I want to. I thought he was going to make an appearance, but he's not. Bye, guys. Have a wonderful Monday.